welcome Christine Day.
It's wonderful to be here. I always feel such a joy in my heart coming here and being part of this community, and I am part of this community. So it's a great gift that we are all here together today to really open up to celebrating ourselves and the authenticity of ourselves, our own sacredness. And the topic for the month, expressing your truth, is an important topic and sometimes misunderstood when we look at it from the ego mind's point of view is, I'm going to make sure that I'm heard and I'm understood, and there's the ego mind agenda to your truth. But really, there is only one truth, that is the universal truth. And within that universal truth, each one of us can evolve within ourselves. Because yes, we have our human ego mind, which is a very important part. The Pleiadians say our humanness is to be celebrated. Our imperfection is to be celebrated and honoured. All our idiosyncrasies is our human experience. But then just beyond the veil, our sacred nature is fully intact. I mean, to me, that's a beautiful truth. It's not like we have to develop ourselves and strive to become sacred. We already are sacred. And so that expression of your truth is about moving beyond the ego mind and really reaching for the universal truth of yourself, of who you are authentically within your spiritual self. This is a key piece, and, expressing your truth in the world. What does that mean? I mean, they're words, but what does it mean? And how do you do that? Because there's a lot of things, there's terminology, and then you get stuck with, I don't know what to do with that. I mean, I want to express my truth in the world. I want to be seen. But mostly we need to be seen by ourselves. That's what's key here. And then when we are willing to be seen by ourselves and received by ourselves, then automatically we're received by everybody else, because that is the sacred reflection of the universal principle. Whatever you are within yourself, you get the reflected mirror out in the world. So if your experience is, I'm never seen, I'm never acknowledged, then when are you going to begin to see yourself and acknowledge yourself? And that's a very simple principle of being willing to meet all the idiosyncrasies, yes, of your humanness, which, we want to hide, and we want to try and attain this perfection, which is impossible as a human being. We're perfectly imperfect. We're never going to get it right. We're never going to do it right. There's always going to be that human imperfection that the Pleiadians say we need to celebrate and honour that and honour the journeys we've lived. And then there's the sacredness of ourselves, the higher self that is just beyond the veil, and that veil is getting more and more fluid, which it gives us the potential to move beyond the veil and align to that sacredness of ourselves. That's the essence that holds truth. The authenticity of universal truth. And you have your own unique divine aspect within that. arena, within that collective energy, each one of us carries that pure frequency unlike anyone else in the universe. We carry our own unique signature of that divine element within our higher selves. And the ego mind, when you say, okay, you're going to open up and live that truth, the ego mind goes, yeah, I'm going to stand up and this is me and this is what I want and this is who I am. But that comes from that ego mind that wants to be seen, demands to be acknowledged like a small child. And that is not universal truth. That is not truth. That is the ego mind truth. So when we say your truth, we're not referring to the ego mind. We're referring to the sacredness of yourself just beyond the veil, re-linking back into that aspect of yourself. And all that authenticity comes through the heart. The heart is your way home to linking in to that truth and living that authentic truth. That is your holy truth of yourself. And in order to do that, how do you transition to that in your everyday life when we are working with the illusion of the third dimensional drama here, and we can get very caught up in that web? And we're supposed to have moments of separation in that illusion to continue our learning process as a human being. It's true. But you can take in moments of linking to that higher self energy just beyond the veil and aligning to moments of truth. And that takes your willingness, your conscious choice willingness to slow down in moments and breathe, to slow right down and really open to the moment, whatever moment you're having, and hold your heart and take that breath. And when you do that, you slip beyond the veil into a sacred, peaceful space. And it's in that moment, in that experience of that moment, of you being with you in the moment, you move out of the separation that illusion creates in that moment of time. And you align to an aspect of that sacredness of you. Where when you're in that moment, it's like a space opens, like a doorway opens, and everything becomes still, and time actually that doesn't exist, that expands. So you can have a deep experience, a deep fulfilling experience in that moment of yourself, that sacred part. And that's the moment you align to your truth, your own unique aspect of that truth within the sacred, within the collective. And in that moment, every cell in your body transforms as you hold the frequency, because we are a collective light frequency. And the cells absorb the frequency of that experience. So it's about you choosing that essence of your truth, moments of reconnection to the self just beyond the veil, that sacred nature that is fully intact. And as you align in that moment and then choose another moment on another day to just stop, breathe. Remember, we're living a dream within the illusion. It's like a dream. The Pleiadians say it's like a dream that we wake up from and as we move through the veil. and remember and reconnect to the truth of ourselves, to that authentic place that is us. And as you do that, one moment at a time, it accumulates, and you begin to more and more readily open into those moments. Moving through the veil once, twice, 3 times, the veil begins to have a doorway that opens and makes for a very easy transition until you find yourself there in more and more moments than actually being in the illusion of the intensity of this third-dimensional world and all the chaos and drama that's being played out right now. We are being given now many sacred opportunities for reconnection. And the first step is choosing to open to that truth that our sacred is fully intact just beyond the veil. And that sacred is interconnecting with us all the time, no matter what we're doing, whether we're in the drama or not, it's there. It's us that separates out from the sacred nature that we are. So it's about choosing to realign to that authentic truth that we are, your truth, not through the ego mind, but by simply holding the heart, bringing your awareness through the heart, and there's a doorway, a pathway that takes you directly within that experience of a moment that opens up that truth and authenticity for yourself. It's like coming home within that reconnection and allowing yourself to understand that your human element is supported through that reconnection to that truth. And it is accessible to all of us. It's not just the odd one or two. We all have that divine right of reconnection to that truth. Each one of you. And just how much are you willing to allow yourself to receive in that? When do you choose to realign to the pathway home through the heart? And all it takes is a conscious choice and the use of that conscious breath that many of you know. It's a breath in and out the mouth like a deep sigh. But what it does is it bypasses the ego mind and aligns you through the heart, within and beyond the veil, back to that sacred reconnection to that truth. And then that truth is playing out. It starts to anchor through the cells, and then you start to align to that truth in your day-to-day living. You bring that authenticity of your sacredness into your day-to-day interactions with others, but most importantly, with you, with your humanness that is needing the nutrition and the love that your higher self can provide. The saying, the Pleiadians are saying, you are who you've been waiting for. You are who you've been waiting for. That higher self love that we are needing for ourselves. We're looking for that love. That's what we've been searching for. And it's all within. To me, those words are so important right now because the veil is so thin. We are being given a ready access to that love of the higher self. And in that love is truth, is that pure essence of understanding and receiving truth and feeling nourished by that. That feeling of that love, of knowing this is right, this feels good. And every cell is nourished by that interaction. So you're coming home to yourself. And I've said this before, that I love the idea that my reconnection depends on no one else outside myself. Everything is here within me. This is the time you have the key, or you've been given the key to your own doorway back to that reconnection. And it's not about ending our human experience and wishing it would just be over. No, the reconnection starts to shift the suffering and the isolation, the separation that we feel being human in this world. When will anyone understand me? When will anyone really get who I am? When will anyone fulfill my needs? But all of that must be established within yourself with a reconnection to that truth held within the higher self, just beyond the veil. That's the doorway home. That's the self-resurrection. The prophecy, the new dawning prophecy, is self-resurrection in this lifetime. And the Pleiadians say we are going to get there. And you can look at the outside drama, but it has nothing to do with us and who we are within ourselves, within our own hearts, within the vastness of ourselves. We must come back to the truth here within our own hearts. And then we'll still have our human experience, except the human part of us will be fed and nourished, will be loved, accepted. We'll open to our imperfection and celebrate in a state of self-acceptance, not self-condemnation. For everything that we have done, the courage it's taken for us to walk this path, through our own creation. We've created perfectly the design for our experiences here. Every choice. There is no wrong decision here. We've chosen to create that which we need to have the experiences that the human part of us needs to unfold. And it's in that depth sometimes of the suffering that we reach for that other part of ourselves. And this is all our time now to reach beyond the veil, to align to that authentic truth, which is yours. It's that universal truth of love, of interconnection, of our vastness. And we don't need to be afraid of that. I know for myself, I went through a process once where I thought, well, if I end up opening into that collective energy and aligning fully, I'll lose myself, I'll disappear. But what I found when I finally decided to go for it and just realign back into that collective energy, I became more defined within myself, more complete within myself. And the vastness of the love that each one of us carries within our own hearts embraces the human part, so the human part begins to thrive, to feel loved, to feel fulfilled. And then there's that natural reuniting of truth within the human. Even the ego mind starts to align to that vast truth. Let's just take a breath right now and let go. And understand that the illusion of the day-to-day life creates a tailspin where you just lose that stillness, and it's about witnessing from a central place within your heart your life. Say you're in the middle of drama. You can take a breath, put a hand on your heart, and just feel that connection through the heart space. You can just come home to yourself. And the moment you put your hand here and feel the warmth or the pressure of your hand on your heart, and take that conscious breath and just come into that energy, that I am energy, just you start to open into the stillness, and you start to see that illusion, that chaos around you, and just witness it rather than start being pulled into it. You release yourself from that whirlpool of the illusion, and you're more just anchoring there and witnessing that which is taking place around you. And you can breathe and align to that connection of your truth, of the higher self. Almost like the higher self, when you do that, will come and align right through you, move right beyond the veil and into that moment of reconnection with that stillness that is you, with that vastness that is you. This is about you consciously choosing moments to be there. And at first, you've got a bad habit of being here when there's drama, but very quickly you can transfer to here when there's drama. So you automatically are here in the drama rather than here. And you cease engaging with the drama in your world, and you can see from that perspective through the heart and that energy that takes you beyond the veil to align right into your truth, your sacred truth, that collective truth. And from that viewpoint, you start to understand and get a clarity and perspective of what is authentic in the moment. And all the noise of the illusion and the authenticity here of you. Because the veil is so thin right now, we can move into that space so much more easily than ever before. There's been an energetic shift on the planet where the sun repositioned itself at the time of New Year. And that repositioning of the sun's rays are carrying these emanations of God directly onto the planet right now. And that's allowed us to move through the fluidity of the veil to that sacred part of ourselves and aligning to that authentic truth that we are. We are being given the opportunity now like never before to realign back to that truth of ourselves. And to anchor that truth for ourselves and yes, then for humanity. But all the focus must be here. This is the role we have come here to play. This is our mission. Not to help here and here and here and split ourselves off, but to come back here. To meet all parts of ourselves, including the humanity, but including the sacredness, and allowing a sacred merging in that truth with the humanity that we are. The imperfection, the idiosyncrasies of our humanness is an aspect of ourselves. It's not meant to disappear. We are meant to learn to love and accept that part of ourselves, that part of our humanity. To end the separation inside ourselves through the self-judgment, because we're not perfect. The Pleiadians say in order to be enlightened, we need to move into self-acceptance of our idiosyncrasies. Patience, love, and self-acceptance ends the separation inside, and our enlightenment process opens. So we do not seek perfection. The ego mind wants to do everything perfectly, and it's absolutely not possible and never will be. We were not designed for that perfection. So it's about, through that truth, embracing the imperfection of our humanness. Embracing every decision, every choice we've made on our path right now through this lifetime that has brought us to a series of experiences in order to learn. And they need to be celebrated. The spiritual realms, the Pleiadians, they celebrate us because of our humanness. They honor us, the courage it's taken to have this human experience. Each one of us have our own stories. Not one more than another. Just a lot. It's been a lot. Right up to this point in time. But now there's a turn in the road that we're all going to be taking, and the Pleiadians say that is going to take place for humanity on this planet in this lifetime. That we make the turn, realign to the sacred of us that is just beyond the veil, and begin this added transitional phase. We're just moving into the third phase of the new dawning at the end of March. It's coming. There's another repositioning of the sun taking place at the end of March that is going to create the veil to lift even further. Each one of you here have a mission to yourselves. It's your mission with you. That's what you've come here to do, is to meet that aspect of yourself through the heart, and at the same time, honor the human journey that needs the love and self-acceptance to heal. Because it's simply the time. Nothing more. It's time for this. For us to align back to the truth. And the truth is, one of the big truths is that every experience you've had as a human being on this planet was just to have a learning experience, not to condemn yourself, not to feel shame or guilt. The truth is, it was to have the experience and let go. Let go. And we hold on to the betrayal or the guilt, the shame, what you should have done, what you should have said. No. You've done it perfectly. That's the truth. That's the truth for this time. Every one of you has done it perfectly. But the letting go, and this is a strong energy from the Pleiadians, and it's part of the divine truth for humanity. And they always give me this picture of kind of hanging onto a branch of a tree, like this, hanging on tight, not wanting to let go. And below, on that branch of the tree, is this river your river of light. And to let go, all you have to do is release your fingers off the branch. That's all. Lift your fingers off. And you just fall gently into that river of light that is yours. And allow the current to move you and reposition where you need to be now. To bring you to your heart's desire. Because that's what you deserve right now, is to receive your heart's desire, to be fulfilled. To end the suffering. And that current in that river, it carries you. It's effortless. But when you hang on, you're fighting the current. You're fighting the mission, and it's all the illusion of fear that keeps you holding on. We hold on to what is familiar, and that's the struggle, the lack, the limitation that we've known for lifetimes. But it's all changing. The truth is, our world is changing here on planet Earth. Our reason for being here has changed. We haven't come here just to struggle and have this third dimensional experience. We're here to evolve and reconnect to the sacred consciously and to shift our relationship with our humanness. To end the self-condemnation. And the whole consciousness of the planet will change. And those of us here are on the path. We're the way showers for the rest of humanity. But it's not about having to redesign ourselves. We're already complete within our sacredness. Every human being on the planet is. And at a certain moment, we simply awaken from the dream and remember. You know, you're having a bad dream and you're going, oh, you wake up and go, thank goodness I was only dreaming. Well, we're in the dream and we're going to remember. Wake up and go, oh, and it will seem like a few seconds only, the Pleiadians say. For us, it feels sometimes like an eternity. But you can really, in the alignment of that truth, as you move through the heart, beyond the veil, you can open up beyond that illusion now. And just breathe and let go and witness the play out here. But keep breathing and letting go within that current, your river of light. And you get positioned where you need to go and the doors open and you go through. You don't have to knock on a door and try and push and force a door open. If it doesn't open, you don't walk through that door. You don't try. You go, oh, okay. Actively waiting for the door to open. That actively waiting, where the ego mind says, you have to act now. You have to do something about this right now. This is serious. Now, take a breath. You don't go with that. Come into your heart. Take a breath. Let yourself just be and open and actively wait for the truth to be revealed of what needs to take place next. Okay, this looks interesting. Let's watch it. I'm going to breathe again. I'm going to let go. And I'm going to wait for the truth to be revealed to me. And that's the active waiting. There's nothing more powerful or potent than that. But if you rush in and just go, oh, I've got to do this. Well, you go ahead and you have your experience. You create one more experience for yourself of intensity of drama. Because you come from that drama. instead of aligning to the truth of your heart and knowing that that truth will be revealed. And when it does come, it's the simplest thing, and you go, oh my gosh. Or somehow the drama, somehow dissolves into something like, oh, well, that was a good thing. Look what's happened now. It doesn't need any action. It's about being committed to your life as it unfolds. It's like being alive in your body, being awake each moment of your life and witnessing the unfolding of it rather than reactive from the ego mind that just separates you from your heart, from the truth, over and over again. And we can continue to do this, you know. You can continue to be in separation if that's what you wish, or you can start to shift beyond the drama, beyond the illusion, and come back home to yourself, linking beyond the veil to the sacred, and allowing a fulfillment of your own heart's desire for love, peace, joy, abundance. You have a moment-by-moment decision to make. And guess what? You're not going to do any of this perfectly. You'll have moments of hooking into the drama. And you don't berate yourself. You just take a breath and go, okay, look at me. I was hitting right into that drama again. But you know what? You can change your mind going, okay, I'm moving out of that. I'm coming here. I'm choosing my heart. I'm choosing the way of my own heart right now. I'm shifting from drama, separation, to connection, to reconnection. You do it consciously. And every time you do that, you change the cycle. You're moving into a new cycle of truth, authenticity. Receiving the guidance from your higher self consciously. That is coming back to the magic of yourself. Because you are magical, creative beings. And you're re-linking back to that. You're choosing differently. You're shifting the drama and saying, no, this is not what I choose now for myself. I choose the love. I choose the reconnection. I am. And that essence aligns you directly through a truth. So you start to witness life from that space of truth, authenticity. And you start to carry a new aliveness within the cells of your body, within the cells of your heart. You're reclaiming that sacredness, that magic that you are. And that has not been readily available in years past. It's just these last few years, these openings have taken place in order for you to come into this effortless reconnection. And that's what it is. It's reconnection to yourself. And all you need to do is anchor that. I choose differently right now. Right in this moment, I'm moving away from the drama. I'm stepping into another space of myself. I'm walking through this doorway to truth. I am. And pretty soon you just have to do this and you're there. And pretty soon you just have to do this and you're there. And then you carry that authenticity and truth and transmit it outwards from your heart into the world. And everything opens for you. And the more that you align to that, the more that you can automatically align to others in your life. This is our time to shine, to bring back the magic that we are into our lives. And it's a step-by-step process. The ego mind will go, yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, we'll do it. Every moment I'm just going to do that. I'm going to be that. That's what the ego mind's saying. Maybe out there it's already saying that to you. You don't want to do that. That's just like a recipe for disaster, because you're not going to be able to do that because you have that human element, that imperfection. But I do know in myself, when I have moments of separation, it's when there's a part of my humanness that needs another learning experience. I'm not complete. And I cherish that separation moment because it allows me to open my awareness, go, oh, wow, look at this. Look at me right now. I take a breath. I hold my heart. I hold that human part that's either in fear, something old coming up that hasn't been completed yet. I find out another piece of my idiosyncrasies, my humanness. I love that. I'm not afraid of what I'm going to find out about myself because I don't have that self-judgment going anymore. And that allows me to hold the human part with love and compassion. And just hold that small part that's hurting, who's afraid maybe. And I just breathe and let go until it feels complete. So you have to celebrate the moments that you have another experience of being separated and in the drama. And then you move into moments, okay, I choose to step out of this drama. I'm coming here, I'm aligning now. And you build your pathway. It's like rebuilding a pathway back to your higher self. Every time you walk that path in consciousness, it's like a track is formed. You know, when you walk through an area, a forest that hasn't been walked, but a pathway starts. And every time you walk that, the pathway becomes more defined, clearer, easier to navigate. So the call is to walk and redefine these pathways of truth back to yourself. And allowing the grand adventure, this new level of adventure that is in front of all of us, as we realign and live that expression of our truth through that higher self. As we choose differently and utilize what has been handed to us now and open to us now within this space. Let's just take one breath here. So as we sit here now, I can witness the beautiful energies around each one of you. I can see the purity and the brilliance of your own higher selves. I see them glistening. It touches my heart. You touch my heart. Because each one of you is a jewel. And we need to polish our jewels and realign to them so that we can be the gift for humanity, so we can be a gift for the universe. Because there is no one else like you. That multifaceted beauty of your multidimensionality, of your own light. So I just wish to honor each one of you and all that you are in this moment. So be it. Thank you, everyone. So let's begin to just open up to our circle. This energy that we all carry, the uniqueness that we are within the sacred that we are. Each one of us is holding a very special, unique energy in our place within this circle. Akashata I, Ashe Om Dai Ine A. Ashe Om, Ashe Om, Ashe Om. Ashe Om Dai Ine A Ashe Om. That's it, feeling the essence of this circle going outwards across our communities, across our country, across the world. Ashata ine a asheo. That's it, just anchoring your place here. Allowing yourself to let go and just to be. I wish to honor you all, each one of you and all that you are in this moment. So be it. Oh, amen.